Good day to all. Welcome to Extreme Recap. The movie opens on a posh yacht with a group of wealthy men drinking beer and having a good time. One of them is Wallace, a clever financial specialist who is continuously seeking stunt others for his own advantage. After everybody leaves, he remains behind and orders a few additional brews. Yet, right when the server Vicky methodologies him, Wallace out of the blue starts to wander aimlessly. After that, terrifying cracks begin to appear in his bones. Vicky is as perplexed as Wallace is when he screams for help. There is no one else on the yacht besides them, and it appears as though he is being tortured by an invisible force. The girl is horrified to learn that Wallace's hands and legs have been split in half. After some time, two investigators, Audrey and Nathan, show up on the scene to explore. They quickly realize that they are dealing with something dangerous when they examine Wallace, who is unconscious. According to the forensic physician, all of Wallace's appendages were broken at exactly 90 degrees. The incident completely baffles Audrey. Additionally, when she traverses Wallace's body, it contains an odd black substance. Nobody understands what it is or where it came from. Following this, the criminal investigators examine the rich proprietor of the yacht, Chief Richards. He says that Wallace had many enemies because of his sly demeanor, but there was only the waitress on the deck. Richards went on to say that his yacht is one of the most luxurious on the market and features cutting-edge technology at the time of the incident. Therefore, a mechanical failure is out of the question. The detectives head to Vicky, who is still in shock, after his interrogation is over. Her father, Alec, and life partner, Jimmy, are likewise there. Alec admits that he works on the yacht as well. He was also in the maintenance room at the time of the incident. In the interim, Jimmy accepts that it is the doing of something heavenly. The detectives discovered shortly thereafter that another man had been brutally murdered. They find his decomposing body in perfectly arranged pieces when they arrive at the scene. One of the responding officers reveals that the victim is Joe Santamarco, as if he had been measured and cut with a scale. A rude and dishonest real estate. He was working normally as an agent in his office when something suddenly overtook him, resulting in his agonizing screams. Joe was already dismembered and lifeless when assistance arrived. The detectives are baffled by this. Furthermore, when Audrey examines the workplace, she indeed finds the dark substance close by. Because both of the victims were scumbags, Detective Nathan comes to the conclusion that the person responsible for the murders is the same person. Additionally, he believes that the killer is employing some kind of telekinesis in his actions. In the meantime, we learned that Alex believed he was the murderer and was once more in close proximity when the crime occurred. The criminal investigators grill him furiously and request a clarification. Alec apprehensively uncovers that he had visited Joe to sell his home, however the arrangement never went through to test whether he is coming clean. In the hope that he will use his telecommunications abilities against her and come out, Andrea begins cursing at him. However, he only expresses his frustration and does nothing, indicating that he is not to blame. The lab results are finally shown in the next scene, and it turns out that the black substance is charcoal. Same thing here. That is found in pencils for drawing. With this sign, the criminal investigators head to the neighborhood fixed to research. Nathan approaches the vendor and asks in the event that anybody purchased charcoal pencils. Recently, the woman mentions that many people purchase those items on a daily basis, making it impossible to identify the offender. Start naming the possible suspects and irritate the store detective's ex. Audrey trusts that Vicky's life partner, Jimmy, may be the one behind it, as he additionally deals with the yacht and is in many cases abused by the rich person. Using his voodoo magic, it's possible that he is wreaking havoc on them all. Nathan views this as difficult to accept, yet in any case, he chooses to assist Audrey with grilling the kid. Later, the two made their way toward the yacht while a sniper watched from afar. The last option has been requested to quickly shoot Jimmy in the event that he begins utilizing his supernatural powers. Soon after, the detectives begin questioning Jimmy and ask him to tell them everything he knows about the murders. Recently, you've been buying pencils. You push a shirt, he concurs, yet similarly as he is going to uncover something. He experiences a severe pain. Face then, a scary sound beginnings coming from inside his body. Very much like the one Wallace made previously. The detectives standing next to him were shocked when Jimmy's eyes and mouth disappeared from his face and he was split in half the next instant. This indicates that even he is not the murderer, or that perhaps he purchased erasers in his place. Jimmy is seen later receiving treatment at the police station. Notwithstanding his basic condition, he's as yet alive for now. Audrey, on the other hand, is aware that more people will die soon if the killer is not caught. As a result, she makes it her life's work to nab him and kick his ass. The detectives finally settle on questioning Vicky, the final person connected to the yacht. She also teaches art, so she frequently purchases charcoal pencils from the stationery store. When Nathan and Audrey get to her classroom, they ask for a minute. However, with her, Vicky has all the earmarks of being terrified and maintains that nothing should do with them. She also reveals, by accident, that her father has been missing for 2 years. The analysts attempt to pressure her for more data, however she pummels the entryway on them and leaves without any choices left. When Nathan and Audrey decide to look for clues, they decide to break into her house. When they get to the garage, they are surprised to find hundreds of drawings and paintings all over the floor. Many of them have been stolen from the wall. It is evident that all of the sketches were removed in a haste. The detectives are frightened when an inside vase breaks. Audrey is of the opinion that it was brought on by the wind. Be that as it may, Nathan says it is absurd. As every one of the windows are shut, perhaps you flatulated, says Audrey. After that, as they looked around the house, a sketch of Nathan is shockingly discovered by Audrey. Furthermore, when she energetically taps on it, Nathan is discarded and slammed against the wall. Finally, this reveals how the attacks and murders are carried out. Or on the other hand, perhaps Nathan just flatulated once more. Audrey deduces that the folding of Wallace's sketch probably caused his bones to break. Joe's sketch was destroyed, making his entire body attack pieces. What's more, with respect to Jimmy, an eraser was used to get rid of Ms. Face. Nathan explains that this magic affects not only people but also things when he picks up a sketch from the floor that turns out to be of the same vase that was destroyed earlier. After that, it becomes clear that Nathan had unintentionally stepped on the sketch earlier, resulting in the vase breaking into pieces. After that, Nathan adds a larger penis to his sketch. Wallace regains consciousness during the following scene, and the detective confronts him right away to get answers. Albeit fatigued, Wallace makes reference to that he doesn't have numerous foes, yet the one individual who could place him in this present circumstance is Skipper Richards. This is on the grounds that he owed him a massive $3 million. Stunned, Audrey asks if the other casualty, Joe, was likewise related. Additionally, Wallace explains that Richards was a close friend of his. He actually served as the group of France's personal real estate agent. Audrey receives a call at that very moment from one of her juniors, advising her that Vicky has been observed in the vicinity of the beach. Therefore, the detectives rushed to the scene without delay, only to discover Vicky drawing once more. She is meticulously drawing a villa that is right next to the beach. Nathan asks her vehemently why she is doing everything she is doing. Be that as it may, Vicky imagines as though she doesn't know anything. Nevertheless, when the detectives keep coercing her, she separates lastly uncovers that she's doing this to save her dad. It turns out that the mastermind behind this is Captain Richards. He has grabbed her dad and is utilizing her enchantment representations to get back at every one individuals that have deceived him. Nathan inquires inquisitively about how he learned about her sketches. She responds that her fiancé proudly disclosed them to him. Vicky further makes sense of that presently she is making the sketch of the manor on the sets of Richards. He cautioned her to submit it by 5 p.m. or probably he would kill her dad. When Audrey hears this, she adds up the two and comes to the conclusion that Richards was after Wallace's money so that he could purchase the villa when Wallace was unable to do so. He was brutally attacked. Joe, on the other hand, was killed because he was unable to obtain Wallace's preferred villa. Vicky, on the other hand, claims that she attempted to kill Richards by creating a new sketch of him. Yet, incidentally, just the main sketch. Richards keeps all of her sketches in his yacht at the moment. Even worse, he has a sketch of Kings Point, a hill station from which you can see the entire city, if Richard even slightly tears it up. The city will be hit by a huge seismic tremor. Duke Miss Richards, a wine smuggler, was aboard the yacht along with some of his finest collection. The latter is impressed right away, and he tells the Duke to keep the wine in his cellar. The detectives arrive at the same time and confront Richards for all of his crimes. He pretends to be innocent at first, claiming that he only sells fish. Richards, on the other hand, becomes enraged when the detectives reveal his entire operation. He then, at that point, draws out the sketch of the whole city, taking steps to tear it into equal parts. When maybe all trust is lost, Richards unexpectedly gets hit by an undetectable power, making him drop the sketch. Surprised everyone else. Duke emerges from the basement with Richards' unique sketch close by. It ends up. Additionally, he is Audrey's best friend. Additionally, she had hired him to carry out the task. After days of prayer, Vicky's dad is also saved, and they finally get back together. Richard, part in the interim. Sketch falls into the ocean and starts getting wet, making water emerge from his face. Nathan rushes to retrieve it, but it is already too late. The sketch is submerged in the water. Richards also dies a horrible death as a result of this. Vicky has redrawn her fiancé's face in the final scene, and he is doing well. The death saga in the city has finally been solved. In any case, nobody knows how the representations had the option to perform such enchantment. Despite this, Vicky promises that she will never again purchase charcoal pencils. Individuals say Hitler became underhanded on the grounds that he was a bombed painter. Be that as it may, in the event that this story showed us anything, it's the fact that even talented artists can be irritable. Turn on notifications, please subscribe for more videos like this, and like the channel to support it. Thank you very much for watching.